Hello, I'm Claire Babcock, an accredited claims agent at CCK Law, and I'm here with Maura Black, a managing attorney. Today, we will talk about VA's 20-year rule, which protects long-time ratings. If you have had a VA rating for many years, that compensation has become part of your family's financial planning, healthcare, and it would be very disruptive for a VA mistake to take away that benefit unexpectedly. So the law protects ratings that you've had for a while, and the 20-year rule is one of the most important protections.
So, Claire, can you explain what VA's 20-year rule actually is?
Yes, so the law that covers this is 38 CFR section 3.951B. And what that law says is that a disability which has been continuously rated at or above any evaluation for 20 or more years for compensation purposes, that will not be reduced to less than that evaluation, except upon a showing that that rating was based on fraud. So there is an exception there, which is evidence of fraud.
Okay. So that's kind of a lot. So let's try to break it down. Thank you for starting off with the regulation too, by the way. If anyone is interested in looking into this further, the regulation that Claire referenced is a good place to start. When does the 20-year timer start for someone who's maybe trying to figure out if their rating is protected based on the 20-year rule?
So the clock starts when from the effective date of the rating. So let's say VA grants a 50% rating from November 8th of 2024. The 20-year period starts on that date.
And when the regulation references or when the law references a continuous rating, what does that mean?
That means that the rating has to be the same for the entirety of the 20-year period. So it can't be decreased to a lower rating. It has to be steady at, in that example, a 50 for the entire 20-year period.
So the same percentage over the 20-year period triggers that 20-year protection at the end of that time
Yes.
frame.
Yeah. And it really is 20 years. It's not 19 years and 11
Mhm.
months. It has to be the full 20-year period.
Good point. So what should veterans do to ensure that they are protected by the 20-year rule? Is there anything specific that they need to do?
So just because VA has this rule doesn't mean
Mhm.
that they always apply it correctly in every
Mhm.
case. So, therefore, it's important for veterans to know when their rating was assigned, what their effective date is, and when their protection applies, and make sure that they have access to their records proving this.
Mhm.
So, if VA ever does try to reduce a protected rating, it's important to respond to that action promptly. It would be good to draw VA's attention to the fact that the rating is protected and make sure that documentation is available to confirm that.
Great. So, as Claire just mentioned, just because this 20-year protection is there doesn't mean that VA won't mistakenly try to reduce a rating at the 20-year point or beyond that. This is why veterans experience a frustrating time with VA sometimes because they do things contrary to their rules and regulations. Um, if a decision is made to reduce a rating prior to the 20 years, so let's say a veteran has a rating, maybe it's approaching the 20-year mark, and VA proposes to reduce that rating. What can a veteran do to appeal? Can they appeal a decision like that? What should they do to try to persuade VA that the rating should remain in place?
Yeah, so veterans have options. Certainly, if VA ever proposes to reduce a rating, veterans have a time period to respond or to request a hearing. I know we have other videos available on that topic.
Mhm.
Definitely, veterans should consider seeking legal advice from an accredited advocate. And even if the proposal becomes final and VA does reduce a rating, veterans have options to appeal either to their regional office or to the Board of Veterans Appeals, even to the Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims. So if VA does reduce a rating improperly, um, as long as you respond timely, use
Mhm.
the proper form, definitely get some help from an accredited advocate. Veterans can fight those improper reductions.
Great. And as Claire mentioned, if you have concerns about your rating, a VA proposal, a decision that reduces a rating, Claire just said this, but it's worth repeating. Do not hesitate to reach out to a qualified VA disability attorney. This is something that we do here. And we would be happy to take a look if you are running into an experience where you have a decision like this that you want to appeal. You can also learn more about the 20-year rule and other related topics on our social media accounts and on our website. And we hope to see you next time. Thanks.